Giant Stadium. Louis Aguilar to kick it off for the Jets. Miami will be on offense first. Bernie Parmalia, rookie from Ball State, is deep. Along with Mike Williams. It's Williams on a short kick at the 15. And Williams, a 15-yard return, and Dan Marino and company will open at the 30-yard line. Marino in that overtime game had 6 touchdown passes in defeat. Richmond Webb and Keith Sims, a very talented young left side. Ulenek, Galbraith, and Dellenbach complete the offensive line for Miami. Mark Higgs having a solid season. Tony Page is the leading receiver. Duper and Clayton on the outside with Keith Jackson. Bobby Humphrey, Tony Martin come in the 3 wide. That's Clayton, the all-time receiver in Miami history in motion. And Mark Higgs eats it as Scott Mercereau penetrating, and the former star at Southern Connecticut makes the stop with Paul Fraze. Men in green on defense. Their front 7, Gunn, Mercereau, Fraze, and Washington. Washington leads in sacks with 5. Bobby Houston, Kyle Clifton's had the flu all week, and Mo Lewis are the backers. Brim and Hasty, as Kozlitz said, our best defensive player. Washington and Young, the leading tacklers in the Jets defense, and these are the extra men. Dennis Byrd has been activated, the defensive end, after a dislocated shoulder against the Rams a month ago. 2nd and long, it's Higgs again. Good read by Kyle Clifton, number 59, the veteran from TCU. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Dick, this defense of the New York Jets, Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator, is a real attack defense. Get across the line of scrimmage as Dennis Byrd does appear. You see his right arm? He's got that brace, almost a hinge, to protect his right shoulder. He's basically playing one-handed.
Cannot raise that arm above the shoulder. Jets with 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Marino from the shotgun. Whoops. And that's a no play. What's he drawing offside? Marv Washington, who is playing on that side. Jeff Lageman, the top defensive end in the Jets scheme, out for the year with a serious knee surgery. Johnny Greer, our referee.
Offside, 97, defense. Still 3rd down.
And I think the philosophy for Kozlitz's defense and Shula's offense stays the same. Same personnel. You got the same mindset here. 3rd and 6.
Tony Martin and Mark Clayton to the right. Duper and Banks to the left. Bobby Humphrey with Marino. Marino going for Martin. And a last-minute save by Eric McMillan. McMillan, who's made some big plays for the Jets, but also allowed some big plays, and his man behind him for a moment.
Actually, McMillan very fortunate here. Ball slightly underthrown. McMillan reads the eyes of Martin and is able to just knock the ball away. If Marino can get that out in front of Martin, that may have been a score.
Ex-Jet Joe Prokop, who has replaced the injured Reggie Roby. Roby, by the way, will begin practicing with Miami again next week. Rob Carpenter at the other end. The left-footed spinner comes down to Carpenter at the 26. And he gets only 3 yards. 39-yard punt. And the Jets come on offensively with Ken O'Brien. Played at Division II, University of California, Davis. Now in his 10th season, part of that great class of '83. Criswell Duffy starts for Cadogan at left guard. They call him the champion because he's barely beaten on one-on-one drills. O'Brien with the veteran Freeman McNeil, Brad Baxter, Toon and Moore. Boyer's the tight end. And Chris Burkett, another tall receiver in the 3 wide. Gets the same treatment from the Miami defense that the Dolphin runners did when they had the ball. Jarvis Williams and Marco Coleman make the tackle. Jeff Cross has been a big sack man for Miami. Quiet this year. Klingbeil on the nose and Marco Coleman, the rookie from Georgia Tech. Griggs, Grimsley, Offerdahl, and Cox. Cox had a big season thus far. Troy Vincent, the rookie from Wisconsin, in one corner with Brown. Williams and Oliver, the talented big safety men. And Vesti Jackson, the ex-Bear, comes in the nickel. 2nd and 9. Baxter again. And he's close to a first down at the 40-yard line. Lewis Oliver in on the tackle.
Now, the amazing thing about this Jet offense is that the fullback is a guy who should carry the ball more. Now, Blair Thomas is a guy who has gotten an awful lot of heat here in New York for not really carrying his weight. He's out with the pulled groin muscle. Also appears to be an injury on the field, and it's
John Grimsley, the former Houston Oiler, shaken on the play.
Goodness. With Offerdahl with the pulled stomach muscle, and then Grimsley comes off there. They're getting thin at linebacker already.
Dwight Hollier, number 50, will replace Grimsley. Grimsley's had trouble with his shoulder all season. And his strength is against the run, and it appears the Jets, at least starting the game, are going to test that run defense that is vastly improved this year for Miami. We saw first down. Moore in motion. Pitch back by McNeil to O'Brien. They're looking for Toon. And it's almost intercepted. Good play by Lewis Oliver as they bump downfield. Oliver wasn't fooled.
He recovered in a hurry. These two safeties from the Miami Dolphins very much involved in the run support. 25 and 26. That's J.B. Brown in coverage. You see Toon go in faking like he's going to block. And then the pitch back. Now watch Oliver. He should come into the picture. Yeah, he recognizes it now. Runs well with Toon. Just knocks the ball away, and there was contact there.
But Oliver was looking back at the ball, and that's the forgivable bump. 2nd and 10 as Conflict goes for a little special play early in this one. O'Brien. Incomplete to Rob Carpenter. He had it for a moment. J.B. Brown, the defender.
Well, goodness, we've already seen 3 passes tipped away by defensive backs here. That fade pattern, you've got Carpenter with nice height, 6'3". Here's J.B. Brown, under 6 foot.
Here's John Offerdahl, 56. Let's see how he's moving in there.
Well, he's dropping fine. A muscle pull like this, Dick, as you get fatigued, the muscle gets fatigued.
Low in the stomach area. And Offerdahl said never had anything like it, and it's just really wearing on him. O'Brien chased out of the pocket, and the sack recorded by Jeff Frost. Frost, who has led the Dolphins in sacks the last 3 years, finally gets one in 1992.
And boy, has this kid been sacked in his career. 328 times in the last 8 years, Ken O'Brien has been on his back. A nice little roll here, but an excellent job, an outstanding job of Cross getting outside of White. You see White's there, oh man, just let him get by my shoulder.
David Briggs, 92, was the man who was also exerting pressure as Aguiar will kick it to Troy Vincent. A driving boot. Vincent at the 22. He who hesitates, Paul Fraze downfield for the tackle. A 49-yard kick by Aguiar. And there's a timeout with 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter.
It's the Offerdahl. Ryan Cox talking with defensive coordinator Tom Olivadotti. I talked to him last night while he was watching tape, and he said, you know, I've been a part of the best pass defense in the league. It doesn't get you anywhere. I want to be the coordinator of the best run defense in the league, and he's got a chance with this defense.
Ken O'Brien, meanwhile, on the other sidelines, talking with the offensive brain trust of the Jets on that last punt, and the illegal use of the hands against Miami and half the distance from the 24 back to the 12-yard line. Each team with the ball exactly 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Neither able to do much, and now deep in his own end, Marino. Fake to Higgs. Sidelines. Clayton, incomplete. Hasty. Oh, he's a tough defender. And the Jets feel if they have anyone on that side of the ball that deserves a Pro Bowl laurel, it is Hasty. They don't throw much in his direction. He's far and ahead the leader in passes defended. That's his 11th of the year.
And he likes, they like the matchup of him on Mark Clayton, and he should have Mark Clayton most of the day.
They'll play him head up on Clayton, man coverage most of the day. Marino looking for his first completion. Whoa, Washington almost had Marino at the 2. And Marino scrambles out of bounds with about a 5-yard gain at the 23. In fact, Marino is the 3rd leading rusher for the Dolphins this year. That gives him 32 for the season.
That's not what they want Dan Marino doing either, is running with the football. You see the sack coming around Richmond Webb. Marino recognizes it quickly and gets out of there. But this guy's paid to throw it, not run.
3rd and 5.
Higgs leads the team in rushing with 463. Tony Page has only carried it 5 times. Bobby Humphrey is second in rushing with 140. And Humphrey in there now. Keith Jackson is slotted to the right side. Humphrey tackled in the backfield. Boy, the Jets are getting a great push. Paul Fraze, another stop.
Jets like to run stunts. Pete Carroll loves taking a chance. You see hasty blitzing right up the middle. Make that Washington right up the middle. It just destroyed the offensive blocking game plan for that lead draw or draw trap. Well, right there to stop it.
3 and out, and Prokop to kick. Rob Carpenter at midfield, flag down. Short kick. And Carpenter lets roll dead at the 49 of Miami. Back to the penalty, a 34-yard kick. Appeared to be Eric McMillan offside of the Jets. So
that makes coaches old.
That won't be enough for a first down, but it'll make it close. But Shula not happy with a 34-yard punt, and Kozlet not happy with another penalty.
Defense will re-kick.
And of course, Miami last week, almost a total failure on their special teams, cost them in large part the game against Indianapolis. Both these coaches pay a lot of attention to special teams, and little things like that just drive them nuts.
Allowed the longest ever punt return for a touchdown. Clarence Verdun of the Colts, 84 yards, and the longest ever return by a lineman, 90 yards by Steve Entman. Ooh. Carpenter gambling in traffic, gets it to the 47-yard line of Miami. Greg Beatty made the tackle, another 34-yard punt, and a timeout in the opening quarter. And O'Brien for the injured Browning Nagel. Freeman McNeil, the veteran from UCLA, a good pickup on first down, and McNeil has been such a solid veteran. He's averaging 4.3 yards this year, and throughout his career, and especially against the Jets, always over 4 and almost 6 against Miami.
Still with great feet, Dick. See the tight end wham, 86. Wisenhunt pulls up through the middle. John Grimsley, 59, back in the ball game for Miami. A little trick trap up through the middle of the Miami defense.
Gain of 6. Baxter carrying the pile close to a first down. At the 37, Chuck Klingbeil, the nose tackle from Northern Michigan, in on the stop.
Baxter comes into the ball game with just 41 carries as we watch from the defensive side. Offerdahl, 56. The road grader, 67. That Offerdahl does not look like John Offerdahl. He doesn't get shoved back on many offensive plays.
They'll measure for a first down. Offerdahl, who's developed a very successful bagel franchise in South Florida. What did he say? The special this week is pumpkin and chocolate chip, or
I can't even. I don't know what that even looks like.
First quarter has been lean times for Bruce Kozlet's Jets. They haven't scored today, and in fact have not scored a touchdown all season in the opening period. They're moving into field goal range. They're 5-0 preseason included 2 wins over Philadelphia that really had New York very excited about the Jets' chances, especially after the 8-8 playoff team of a year ago. O'Brien wide open. That's Johnny Mitchell, the top pick from Nebraska. Touchdown! Oh my!
No flags.
His first NFL score, and that's why they picked him number 1.
And Dick, he has 3 catches this season. All 3 have been on the same pattern. That's called the slot corner. That's the only pattern he's run. The first time he ran it, he separated his shoulder. The second time was last Monday night, and then the score.
Kerry Blanchard adds the extra point on a 37-yard touchdown. O'Brien finds Mitchell.
A young man that I'm not even sure knows just exactly what he can accomplish in football. He's only played organized football for 6 years.
But he has the talent that has made Keith Jackson an all-pro tight end. 7-0 Jets. Old, raised for 16 years in a small county area, 150-acre farm, self-sustaining, Mississippi, before he moved to Chicago as a sophomore, and then played his first football.
I like the story. He said, I was 6 miles out of town. That's 6 miles from a town of 900. That is really out in the country.
12 and 13 kids in his elementary grade classes. He's built a home for his grandfather, who was crippled. What a kick by Aguiar. Sends Williams to the goal line. Young man from Northeastern is hit hard at the 16 by number 22, Eric McMillan, and number 98, Kurt Barber, the rookie from USC.
Dick, again back to the touchdown. Watch 59 of the Miami Dolphins. John Grimsley, inside backer. He has the coverage on Mitchell. O'Brien does an excellent job of picking it up. And very poor tackling by Miami. 3 guys, a nice block, 86, Wisdom Hunt on Grimsley. His first NFL touchdown.
And Ken O'Brien, who has been a menace to these Miami Dolphins through the years, has a first touchdown of the year in the first quarter. Marino can't find anyone open, and Mike Brim said, you better get out of bounds.
But if you're the Jets coaches, we made him run twice. That's the second time we've seen him run to the sideline. Their defensive scheme here, Pete Carroll's defensive scheme, is working.
Yeah, that's a moral victory when
Absolutely.
you make Marino run.
Anytime you can get him out of the pocket, that's Pete Carroll on the sideline. Get him out of the pocket and running. You've neutralized a lot of what Dan Marino is about.
8 yards of offense thus far is worth the midpoint of the opening quarter. Marino, 2 carries for 10 yards. Higgs, and the powerful but short runner from Kentucky, Higgs, brought down by Brim, and that'll be Miami's first down.
He does a nice bounce here, Dick. You're going to see this entire thing. Tony Page, 49, nice lead block. He keeps bouncing outside, and all of a sudden that defensive back, Brim, 43, very smart, goes for the shoulders. He is a short in stature, but very stocky and strong running back for the Dolphins.
His brother is 6'1", Kenny Higgs, played at LSU and 4 years in the NBA. Higgs again to the 30-yard line, a gain of a couple. Kyle Clifton and company on the tackle.
It's hard to look at this game and consider the records of the two teams. The Jets, even though they're 1-6, they don't play like they're 1-6. Even last Monday night against Buffalo, they're flying all over the field, playing hard. Bruce Coslett is very happy with the effort of his football team, just not its record.
7-0 on Johnny Mitchell's first NFL touchdown. Marino to only 3 yards. Smothered as Mo Lewis, number 57, was there first.
Still trying to discover exactly all they can do. I like this. They're trying to hold him up at the line of scrimmage. Bobby Houston, 55. You can't turn a tight end with wide receiver skills and speed loose in the defensive backfield. They must hold him up on as many plays today as they can.
Lewis, the linebacker, with a tackle. A terrific spot for Miami. They gave Jackson progress to the 35, where it is 3rd down and a short 3. Marino. Tony Martin on a timing pattern, but that ball floated, and Martin unable to come up with it.
You seldom see Dan Marino with that frustrated look on his face. He's not finding the normal open receivers in this offense.
And historically tough to throw those sideline routes in this stadium. The winds are capricious at best. And that ball seemed to just die like a good overhand curveball. Prokop gets a dying spiral to Rob Carpenter, 32. And he's to the 36-yard line where Mark Sander makes the stop. Another 34-yard Joe Prokop punt. Timeout.
In 55, at least impeded his way down the field, but it wasn't a major hold. What it does do, though, is it shortens the tight end's pattern, and that's what Keith Jackson's trying to explain to Dan Marino.
The Jets superior field position in this first quarter, leading 7-0, and start this time from the 36. McNeil. Boy, showing good drive. Still left in those 33-year-old legs. Out to the 42.
Now, we're not talking about a kid here, but he should be well rested. To this point in the season, he's been used almost exclusively in the 3rd down nickel package, but always been a very shifty runner. I mean, quick feet can make that quick break as he goes to the sideline, and 3 tight ends on the field now for the Jets.
All-time Jets rusher, over 8,000 yards for Freeman. Will be a yard shy of a first down. Brian Cox securing the tackle. Grimsley got a piece of him first.
Now, why don't they run him more? Why don't they give the ball to Baxter more? I don't understand that. McNeil back in the ball game. I mean, I know that they want to feature the tailback here in this Jet offense, but Baxter, every time he carries it, well, he moves a bunch of people, breaks tackles.
Baxter's numbers this year a little under the pace of his rookie and sophomore seasons in the NFL. 3rd and 1. And O'Brien throws to McNeil. Good catch and a first down at the 50. Griggs made the stop. Freeman McNeil is such a terrific story. In high school early, he wasn't very good. He referred to himself as an AYO player, all you others. And went from there to UCLA and now the all-time Jets rusher.
Such an athletic individual, too. It always has been. Excellent receiver. It's twice now we've seen the Jets have put the Miami Dolphins in a linebacker cover tight end, linebacker cover running back situation, and in those situations the Jets should win most of those.
Quarter. O'Brien is hit. Rookie Johnny Mitchell with a 37-yard touchdown pass to give the Jets a 7-0 lead. Pump. And finally O'Brien is sacked for the 2nd time. It's Marco Coleman, who had 3 against Indianapolis last Sunday, his 4th now of the season.
Dick, Rob Moore did not get the message. He was the receiver far side. You see Rob Moore at the top of the screen. This is intended to be a fade pattern. Moore doesn't run it. O'Brien's got to bring it down, and Coleman makes the sack. Now, it's against O'Brien, but it's on the wide receiver, Rob Moore.
Marco Coleman from Dayton, Ohio. On to Georgia Tech. He's built a home for his mother now in Atlanta. Some of that bonus money as the 12th player selected in the spring draft. 2nd and 19. Underneath, Chris Burkett. And the long-legged Burkett is all the way to the 42-yard line, close to another first down. 18 on the play.
Well, underneath the coverage, you wonder about the middle linebacker and his kind of movement. Let's watch John Offerdahl. Burkett comes underneath the tight end. Offerdahl goes deep with Mark Boyer. He just does not look like he can stretch out his legs there, Dick. He's almost afraid to run at full speed.
But nonetheless, you could see the superior effort getting the tackle. At the 41, third and a solid yard as you look at the other early scores. O'Brien looking for something big. And it's off the fingertips of Al Toon, who's looking for a catch today that will give him 100 consecutive games with a reception. And the fans want Bruce Coslett to go for it on 4th and 1, but the punting team comes on. Of course, on Monday night, remember, against Buffalo, the up-back Pat Chafee ran for a first down out of punt formation in a similar situation.
And that play is not called from the sideline. It is up to Chafee. If he sees the right look, he can run for it. I'm sure Miami's expecting it, though.
Chafee, the up-back. Ooh, low snap, and a good job by Aguiar to prevent disaster. Scott Miller lets it go out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Aguiar with a great Jets bounce, 39 yards on the kick. That was good at both ends, Bob.
Yeah, this looks like a shortstop just picking that thing up, and then he fires right for the corner. Actually, you see the receiver doing an excellent job of tricking the defender, but it bounces out at the 1, and the ball is bouncing the New York Jets way so far here, Dick.
His longest kick ever, Aguiar, 80 yards for the Barcelona Dragons in the World League a year ago.
Obviously with the wind.
Don Shula not at all pleased with last week's loss to the Colts at home, and now down 7-0 and pinned deep in the Miami end. Higgs barely got out of the end zone. Mark Gunn and lots of help. And you see Kyle Clifton thinking safety, but Higgs did get the ball barely across that goal line.
All right, Dick, to this point, this defensive line of the Jets, with the stunts and games that they've used, that Pete Carroll has put in, you haven't seen an offensive lineman from Miami with a good, clear shot on a defensive lineman yet.
Higgs is carried 5 times for only 10 yards. Ooh, he almost broke that one, stumbling out to the 8-yard line. Mike Brim was about the last green shirt.
Well, he went right through somebody's arms. Who was that? Nice little cutback lead block by Page. Excellent job up front by 62 Galbraith, 65 Dellenbach. Oh, they needed that yardage right there. That's a little insurance.
But still at 3rd down and a long 3. Was prophetic.
Watch the safeties blitz. That really concentrated Marino's attention to the pass rush up front. Washington comes from the side, almost untouched.
Marvin Washington's 6th sack of the season earns him and the Jets 2 points and a free kick. Now they'll get the ball right back. 9-0 New York.
Well, I don't think Don Shula expected this kind of performance, but he did warn us. He said last night in talking to him, you know, he said, I don't like playing these guys. You just don't know what they're going to do. They feel confident against the Miami Dolphins, regardless of our record or their record.
Well, he pointed to Monday night. He said, hey, you can't play Buffalo much better than that. They led them with after the 2-minute warning, and it was that typical Kelly quick drive to win it for the Bills. But they didn't play like a team that won only one game, and they certainly aren't the first quarter today.
Yeah, plus at 1-6, the New York Jets can do anything they want. I mean, at 1-6, who cares if they give up a big play? They're trying to reestablish themselves so they can take the chances, and to this point their defense has taken a lot, and they've all worked.
Yesterday I asked Bruce Coslett, give me the 3 positives in a 1-6 season. He said Browning Nagel. I wish I played him more last year. 2, we're the 3rd youngest starting 22 in the league, so our future's ahead. And 3, this team won't quit. On the free kick, Prokop to Terrence Mathis. He's down at the 28-yard line. Good coverage. Bernie Parmalee, number 30. First downfield for Miami.
Again, we're going to watch the blitz. See the 2 safeties inside. They really draw the attention of the offensive line and Marino. Your rules are you block inside first, and you see Washington is totally disregarded by Webb. He's in there free and clear. That's the exact idea of showing no safeties at the line of scrimmage, and it worked.
14 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Jets had just 4 field goals, 12 points all year in the first period, have 9 today against the first-place Dolphins. Baxter, a yard to the 29. Marco Coleman, the tackle, as the final seconds of the first period tick away. And it's been a happy first 15 for the fans of the Jets. They haven't had much to cheer about. Boston College, and they were impressive again yesterday against Temple. That'll be a terrific matchup in South Bend next Saturday on NBC. And here the Jets on a touchdown. O'Brien to the rookie Johnny Mitchell, 37 yards, and Marvin Washington's safety tackling Marino in the end zone for a 9-0 lead. And O'Brien and the Jets start the second quarter. 2nd and 10 at the 29. Tune, and a flag down. Troy Vincent, the rookie corner, too much of a bump.
Well, it's certainly obvious what the Jets' game plan is. The Dolphins do run a lot of man-to-man for 2. Oh,
wait, it's going to go the other way. Wow.
Whoa.
Interference. 88 offense. Still 2nd down.
Well, with all that bump and run that Miami uses, they're trying to take advantage of the height. Let's see what happens. The infighting, the hand fighting. That's where they got him. They let Vincent put the hand to the face mask. He got away from that, and then Toon pushed him back, and the flag is thrown.
And the penalty marks it inside the 20-yard line. To Johnny Mitchell. So a tight end screen, and the touchdown maker out to the 28-yard line. Mitchell, most interesting young man. Yesterday, as we talked to him, he had his Nebraska varsity jacket on. Usually rookies soon dispose of that in the NFL. He, at just 21 years of age, and to show you what kind of an athlete is, they claim he can throw a football left-handed and right-handed 60 yards. He said, I guess I was just a good athlete, and I went back up to Chicago for my grandparents. Well, here he is before the game. I'm not sure with that effort he can go 60, but he can sure throw it southpaw. He said, I said, well, how do you eat and write? He said, well, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. He's really ambidextrous. Down the middle, Burkett, a great catch at the 40-yard line of Miami. You'd never know this is a 1-6 team the way they're playing this opening half.
And certainly the momentum in the favor of the New York Jets. Burkett is the inside receiver, gets by the coverage man 24, Bestie Jackson, and then a very acrobatic catch The Jets are making the big plays. They are extending themselves to make the big plays.
Burkett was the Jets' most valuable player last year. Special teams and receiving. 2 catches today. 31 on that spectacular grab. Baxter to the 39. A gain of 2. Jeff Cross making the stop.
Excellent job there by Jeff Cross. He faces Irv Eekman, the offensive tackle of the New York Jets. Cross just strung it out and gave Baxter no place to run.
2nd and 8 at the Dolphins 39.
2nd down, 8 for Ken O'Brien. Browning Nagel injuring the ankle when Bruce Smith tackled him last Monday night. And there's O'Brien, who's had his big games against the Jets. And Marino's had his share too, but tough start for the Miami quarterback.
10 guys up here for Miami. Ken O'Brien takes the timeout, realizing the position on the field. The veteran thing to do, Dick.
2.5 minutes into the 2nd quarter, and the Jets by 9. The course of this weekend, we'll see a lot of commercials involving politics, and I hope all of you will enjoy a rare privilege that we all have in this great country and exercise your vote on Tuesday nights.
I second that.
39-yard line, and O'Brien on 2nd and 8 hits Freeman McNeil. Runs out of bounds at the 33-yard line, shy of a first down. J.B. Brown over there from Miami.
That's one of the few snaps of zone coverage I've seen Miami in this first quarter in a little bit.
Freeman McNeil, who normally comes in when Blair Thomas is the starter. He comes in on 3rd down, but he's the starter, so he's going out on 3rd downs, and he wants to be in there.
You know, Dick, if there's one thing about this Jets offense, there's Blair Thomas in the leather jacket. They do change personnel a lot, maybe too much at times.
3rd down, about 1.5 yards. Mitchell, the tight end on the right side, and it's Baxter. What an effort. He is tough to bring down. Good inside power. Offerdahl and Grimsley, but Baxter picked up 5 yards.
Now, this is a great run defense, but in the last several weeks, they've not played a team that makes the commitment to run like the Jets do. And there you see again John Offerdahl, one of the game's great run stoppers at linebacker, being shoved around by Mr. Duffy. Mr. Duffy making his first start at offensive left guard. Young man out of Penn State, a GTE academic All-American.
The champ, they call him. No one can beat him in the pass drills on the Jets side of the defense. Play action, O'Brien to McNeil. Wrapped up by Lewis Oliver. 3rd catch for McNeil.
Dick, there isn't much that's not working for the Jets here. When you can run the ball with the authority that the Jets are to this point, the fake to Baxter draws the linebackers, the little rollout, and then Oliver makes a nice tackle here. McNeil is very shifty out there, but Oliver does make a very nice tackle.
But 7 yards on the first down pass. McNeil getting a start with the injury to Blair Thomas and producing. O'Brien changing plays. Quickie to Tune, and that'll extend his streak. 100 straight games for the music man of the Jets, Al Tune. He's caught a pass now in his 100th consecutive game. He told us yesterday these records don't mean a thing, but he did know that one.
He absolutely knew it. He threw it right to one of the Jets. Yes, sir. That's something to celebrate about.
And that's not booing. That's Tune that the fans of the Jets cry out. So 3rd down and another one for New York.
3rd and New York.
3 tight ends here, just 1 running back.
Baxter behind O'Brien, and it's Baxter. Huge hole. And the Jets who lead 9-0, dominating this first half. Miami has 1 first down.
Well, when things go good, Dick, you always look up front. and this Jet offensive line shoving Miami's defensive line all over the place. Now, the secret to playing any defense is your nose tackle has got to stand up to that pressure from the center and the guard. And Chuck Klingbeil, number 99, getting moved around a little bit here, Dick.
Jim Sweeney, who was Dan Marino's center at the University of Pittsburgh, is the center for the Jets with Duffy and White, the guards, Criswell and Eatman, the tackles, dominating the line of scrimmage. Baxter again. Inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 3. Louis Oliver makes the hit. And the clock continues to run. 8:47 remaining in this opening half. The Jets with a safety and now a long drive as they look for more. 9-0.
Don Shula, after last week's performance against Indianapolis and the special teams failed, he's not seeing his offense and defense perform like he expected them to here today. So he can bend a person's ear at halftime. Believe me.
At this point, he's just hoping he can hold the Jets to a field goal. O'Brien thinking bigger terms, and Rob Moore stopped at the 5. It'll be 3rd down.
Brought down by J.B. Brown.
And about 4.
Oslett on the sideline. There's a lot that goes into this offense. The first signal is personnel, and then part of the play is signaled into O'Brien. You see Burkett come in, Baxter go out. Freeman McNeil is in the game. 2 guys change for Miami. Look, oh goodness, look at this drive. 7 minutes and 40 seconds. It's all going the Jets' way.
5 yards for a touchdown, 4 for the first down. Protection. Touchdown! Al Toon. O'Brien's second touchdown throw of this first half, and the Jets explode into a 15-0 lead.
Dick, this took forever. Ken O'Brien, if he's staying with the primary receiver, waited a lifetime in the NFL for a quarterback for Toon to come open. He got it to him for the score. I can't believe he was the primary receiver.
Blanchard hooking that one through. A drive of nearly 8 minutes, 71 yards and 12 plays. Al Toon extricating himself from a defensive move has the second Jets touchdown.
Troy Vincent, there you see him being held. He runs with the quarterback, which is the smart thing he does, and he comes up with the touchdown catch.
New York Jets presenting a challenge to first place Miami. You're going to have to come from behind to catch us. 16-0. What a drive. That was after the safety, so that was in essence a 9-point drive that took nearly 8 minutes. Freeman McNeil getting a little extra tape on the sidelines as Louis Aguiar tees it up, and Miami needs to get the offense going. Just 1 first down for Marino. High, fairly short at the 6. The 20, tackled by Dennis Price, cornerback.
Dick, we talked about effort of the New York Jets. Watch what Al Toon has to go through with Vincent to get open. And you can also see the dedication of Ken O'Brien. The years that he's stuck with Al Toon. Now watch him. Toon tries to go back outside, sees O'Brien move left. There's the veteran move. You move with the quarterback. He makes himself open. And O'Brien comes up with the completion as Don Shula sees the pass go into the end zone.
Yeah, the field goal there. It's 12-0. You get a drive, 12-7. You're back in it. But 16-0, much more impressive for the Jets. Marino to Bobby Humphrey, and Humphrey has about 8 yards before Joe Kelly, backup linebacker, can make the stop, and a flag is down. And they'll bring it back.
Some days.
Least penalized team again in the NFL, the Dolphins.
Illegal motion. 74. Offense. Still first down.
Right tackle Mark Dennis.
Dick, it looked like Miami is going to go exclusively with their nickel package here. Oh, my goodness.
2-1.
Twice the time of possession for the Jets. Yeah, they are going with Humphrey in the backfield, 3 wides, and Keith Jackson.
Marino stepping up and hitting Jackson. One man to beat, Brian Washington. He slows him up and then the fumble. It goes still in play, and the Jets recover at the 11-yard line. The flag is down.
That was holding on the Miami Dolphins player who tried to pull the Jets player away.
Brian Washington finally fell on the ball. Keith Jackson looking for a touchdown, caught from behind and stripped. 42 yards on the catch. And now they'll sort out the penalty. There might have been an illegal batting of the ball in there, too.
Lonnie Young was the man in coverage on Keith Jackson at the outset of the play, slipped and fell down.
And Mo Lewis, the man who forced the fumble. And now Mr. Greer.
We have illegal use of hands, number 83 on Miami. The ball was recovered by the Jets. The penalty is declined. First down.
Jackson on the right-hand side of the screen. Watch Lonnie Young fall down right there. And the foot race begins. Washington has a chance at him. Mo Lewis.
And Hasty. I might have been Hasty
yes.
that knocked it away.
There's the holding by Clayton, pulling Eric McMillan away from the football. The recovery by Washington. Jets get the ball back.
New York's day.
Yo, this is
Reception and a 27-yard fumble recovered by the Jets just inside the New York 10. The Dolphins giving up the ball 5 times last week against Indianapolis in the 31-20 defeat. Jets lead 16-0 with 6:42 left in the half. Raymond McNeil charging for 5. John Grimsley, the tackler.
John Grimsley on the tackle.
Dick, let me check the huddle here, but it appears to me that John Offerdahl is no longer in the huddle for the Miami Dolphins, which, if they didn't have enough problems, Offerdahl, 59, I believe Sander is in the ball game.
That's Grimsley, 59.
58, Sander is in the ball game.
Yep.
Yes, he is. So John Offerdahl again out from that pulled abdominal muscle.
He's the key to stopping the run and the way that Miami structures their defense. McNeil going to go through the side door out to the 16. Klingbeil and Sander make the hit. It'll be third and about 2.5.
Well, now psychologically, with your best defensive player, questionably, but certainly one of your better defensive players on the sideline, trailing 15-0, 16-0. There's so much psychology in this game of football, and when you lose one of your great players, it's just a collective, uh-oh, what's going to happen?
And we get official word from the Miami sidelines that it's very doubtful that Offerdahl will return today. He has aggravated that deep abdominal pull. On third down, O'Brien flushed out. Just does get it away, and good defensive play made by Lifford Hobley, who nearly came up with the interception at the 20-yard line, intended for Terrence Mathis.
That is the only way the Miami Dolphins can get back in this ball game, and you would expect more of Ken O'Brien, the quarterback. When flushed, don't throw that thing certainly late down the middle and take a chance. Ken O'Brien knows better. That's the only way the Dolphins are going to get back in the game.
So Aguilar will kick from around his 5-yard line. Troy Vincent, who presents a breakaway threat as a kick returner with his speed, he is the lone man back for Miami. Driving kick with the wind. Vincent all the way back and then busts the ball. And is dumped at the 27-yard line. What a kick. Pat Shafee securing the stop. 54 yards on the punt. Timeout. 5:03 left in the half. Lands, and you see the Miami story. They've had the ball only, well, the most 6 plays 3 punts, a safety, and a fumble from the 27-yard line. Trailing 16-0 with 5 minutes left. And Tony Page, the leading receiver, former Jet. Miami's fullback has caught 30 passes, but not that one.
That ball thrown low down at Tony Page's knees. Very difficult for stocky little fullback to catch.
So the 3-wide package comes in for Don Shula. That means Bobby Humphrey will be in the backfield with Marino, who is quiet 2 for 6 in the 46 yards almost entirely on the one pass to Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson's got both catches.
Still with 1 first down. You don't get a first down even with that long play to Jackson because of the fumble, statistically. Marino over the middle, and a fine catch by Jackson at the 50-yard line. So 3 completions, Marino, 3 catches, Jackson the tight end.
Now, one of the great things about Keith Jackson, he's split out here, and when split out, you don't get the holdup by the linebacker. Here you see the wide receiver skills inside of Lonnie Young, 31, big pickup right back to the line of scrimmage.
Seemed to be some confusion on the Jets defense, and Bobby Humphrey goes right through where Lonnie Young and Brian Washington were waving their arms. A flag is down. It would be a first down if it counts for Miami.
It's against Miami. Oh.
Meanwhile, you saw New England giving Buffalo problems up at Rich Stadium. No score in the second quarter.
62, offense, still first down.
Dirty Harry Galbraith, the right guard from Tennessee.
Well, if they make it into the locker room with not tripping and falling, or somebody else doesn't get hurt in this last 4 minutes and 25 seconds, I guess there is something good about this first half for Miami.
Or the jaw of Don Shula tightening here in the first half. If you didn't know what was going on this year and just walked in, you'd think the Jets were the 6-1 team and Miami was the 1-6. Humphrey runs into his own man, into number 69, his left guard Keith Sims, and then Brian Washington comes up from safety to finish the work.
Dick, Paul Fraze blew this play up. Watch 91 and the penetration across the line of scrimmage. He gets inside Galbraith, 62, knocks off Sims, and the tackle is easy to make. That's called blowing up a play.
Fraze from Syracuse, who's having a solid year with the injuries to Dennis Byrd and Jeff Logman. Shula wants desperately to get something out of this possession with time running out in the first half. 2nd and long. Marino underneath to Mark Duper. Good solid tackle by Brian Washington. Pickup of about 7.
Dennis Byrd got Marino on the ground. They flushed him out of the pocket consistently. There was just a 4-man rush that time by the New York Jets. They had 7 defensive backs on the field. Again, the left arm is the one that doesn't work. He's working on Dennis, 74. This isn't a complete performance to this point by the New York Jets.
Third and 14. He was not in bounds. Duper wouldn't have had the first down anyway. So 0 for 5 are the Dolphins on 3rd down conversions. Mike Brim covers for the Jets.
And the Miami Dolphins came into the game right foot on the line. Excellent call, sideline official. The Dolphins came into the game converting almost 46% of their 3rd downs.
2 minutes and 37 seconds left in this first half. Rob Carpenter back to the 15. Joe Prokop has 3 34-yard punts in this first half. This one going to be about the same unless he gets a big roll. Might have hit the jet, and wisely Carpenter picks it up and goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That could have been the little break that Miami needs, but Carpenter alert to pick up the ball as it took a weird bounce off one of the Jets players.
Yeah, this is Giant Stadium, but they definitely have the Jets carpet on this field today. It is all bouncing their way. It hits A.B. Brown, 29. Carpenter picks it up. You know, Dick, Miami Dolphins normally, they come in early and work out in this stadium, or the visiting team stadium, on Saturday when they can. Yesterday they couldn't because Notre Dame played Navy. Came in very late, worked out down in Miami. I wonder if it put off the clock of these players. Miami's not playing anywhere close to its capability.
Now the Jets with a 16-0 lead. Will they play it conservative here, not take any chances? No, sir. O'Brien underneath to Tune. And Tune, a first down at the 35-yard line. Just a postscript on the punt. It did appear that Mike Williams, the Miami player, touched it. I'm not sure A.B. Brown did on that second look. But nevertheless, Rob Carpenter literally didn't take any chances. So they'll let this one run out to the 2-minute timeout. Ken Bryan and the New York Jets with a surprisingly successful first half. Slated have the ball, 2 minutes to go before halftime, and the Domino's Pizza NFL Live. Well, Jim Harbaugh played at the University of Michigan. That's Ann Arbor is the national headquarters of Domino's Pizza. He probably got it right there from the original spot, his pizza. And Bob Costas will be talking with the Bears quarterback, who will be facing the Vikings for the second time this year, and facing Mike Ditka for the second time when the Bears face the Vikings. And we'll get more on that at halftime. Ball at the 35 for O'Brien and the Jets on first down. Lots of time, and there's Mitchell. One-handed catch. Oh, my. You think this young man doesn't have some talent?
He's at the tight end, another wide corner. Boy, they like that pattern, and this kid does get open. Left-handed, he catches it.
He can throw it right and left, and I guess he can catch it left and right. O'Brien scrambling, and is he drilled at the 34, but gets up. And the clock running, no time called with 1:23 remaining. Little draw play to Bobby Humphrey, who gets some good yardage out to the 15 and no penalties. A 15-yard gain to the 35, and Miami will spend a timeout as Marino figuring that maybe a couple of quick plays, at least we could get a long field goal attempt by Pete Stoyanovich, who has kicked some long ones here, including the third longest ever against the Jets last year, 59 yards in the stadium.
Dick, I'm looking at the Jets defense here. They have 8 defensive backs on their staff, on their team. They're all out there. A 3-man front, 8 defensive backs playing prevent.
Well, next week on NBC, it's our doubleheader Sunday, and 5 games all will pique your interest. The Raiders in Philadelphia. Bob and I will be at Veterans Stadium to see that in tenacious defense of the Eagles against Los Angeles. Miami apparently will be rallied. Will also be featured at Denver. Miami with only 3 first downs in the half. That'll be the 4th as Mark Cooper stripped of the ball. A late whistle, and the Jets complete an all New York first half.
Dick, that was an attempt at the hook and lateral. He was trying to get the ball to a receiver coming behind him. Oh, Shula's saying, wait a minute. Has my football team just forgotten what we're doing here? You can see what happens here, Dick. It looks like it's to Bobby Humphrey. He's made the catch. Now he's trying to throw it to Humphrey, 44, to run up the sideline.
And Brian Washington recovers his second fumble of this half. He was the man who fell on Keith Jackson's long fumble. So NFL Live, the Domino's Pizza halftime report. We'll have plenty just to select from this game in terms of highlights, much less all the rest of the NFL action and scores for you, and the interview with Jim Harbaugh. Final play with 5 seconds, and from the 50-yard line, the Jets look as if they're going to go for the long throw and hope to get a rebound. They've got tall receivers that would flick the ball. And that is the end of the first half, and listen to this crowd.
The Dolphins only had 9 men on the field defensively on that play, Dick.
23-0 New York.